Sunny. I love what you're doing and I watch your videos nearly every day. Thank you. My question is, what do you think about dogs in the studio? I'm highly allergic to dogs. I've shared this with my teacher and the studio owner, but there is a student who keeps on bringing their dog. So no one appears to be doing anything about it. To boot, the dog jumps on the dancers and does gross dog things. I do what's within my power to avoid the dog, but it's where I dance. I can only do so much. What are your thoughts? Yeah, I got thoughts and I have stories, so let's dive in. Number one, when I very first opened my own ballroom dance studio, it's the largest ballroom dance studio in the country, huge, elegant, travertine marble floors in the entryway and every bathroom, granite countertops, beautiful chandeliers, tapestries covering all the walls, you name it. My manager shows up with her dog. It was a beautiful Labrador Retriever. The dog comes in with her unleashed and it freaks out. It sees this huge floor and is so filled with joy at this big open space, like she just let it go in a giant soccer field, that it went galloping full speed down the middle of the floor and it starts sliding. So it braces its feet across the floor, freezes right there, and lays a huge cow-sized diarrhea dookie in the middle of my brand new ballroom. And that thing smelled to high heaven. We cleaned it up, but you can only do so much. I didn't let people dance for the first 3 days because the whole place smelled like rancid dog poo. So dogs are going to be dogs, even if they have the best, most positive spirits. Number two, I grew up with big dogs. I love dogs. I'm out at the farm and my mom has 2 big dogs. She wanted to host my daughter's birthday party out there. My daughter has a friend who is terrified of dogs. So I told my mom, the kid is terrified of dogs. If we come over, you must keep the dogs in a separate room from the kids. We'll only be there like an hour. And she was hemming and hawing. I'm like, if you don't do it, I'm not going to bring the kids. The girl knows you have dogs and she didn't want to come if you're going to have the dogs out. Okay, so we're good. I bring the girls over for the birthday party, having a blast, laughing, watching cartoons. And she opens the doors, the dogs come out, and just like you said, they're doing gross dog stuff. They're licking, jumping. The girl is terrified. So I asked my mom to put the dogs away and, but they're just loving. They won't hurt anyone. So unfortunately, yes, some dog owners value their dog's happiness over the mental and physical well-being of others. Sorry, dog owners, don't hate on me. I got people I love in my own family who are like this. So at this point, my mom sent the girls out to the barn. So the girls leave the house. I'm thinking we're golden. And they go out to hold the baby chicks. Oh, yay. But the kids are out there playing with the chicks. My mom lets the dogs out to go to the bathroom, unleashed, which is always fine because it's a huge farm, totally fenced in. Well, of course, the dogs immediately want to track down the kids. They're out at that hen house in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, and one of them takes one of the baby chicks and mauls it, tears it to shreds in front of the girls, including the girl who's already terrified of dogs. So I hear the girls screaming. I go tearing out there. I'm trying to chase this darn dog down who's got bloody chicken bits in its mouth. Can't chase it down because it's a dog and I'm a human being. So now I've got a party full of crying 10-year-old girls. My mom was like, dogs will be dogs. No, please be respectful of other people's boundaries. I'm so gobsmacked that my own mom would do this because she's the most kind, compassionate person. But yeah, it happened. Dogs do dog stuff. There's a reason they're dogs and not humans. They are a different species. In fact, that's why some people are allergic to dogs because they aren't human. So if you have a dog, my suggestion is do be courteous to others. Because there is such a thing as phobias. It puts people off the rails if they see the dog. They're just filled with fear, okay? I'm afraid of spiders. Please don't bring a bag of spiders to my dance. I will completely flip the heck out. Number 3, I had a student in my own ballroom show up with a brand new puppy. Now, this thing was precious and it was just a puppy. I personally wanted that puppy there. I love all dogs, but I do need to be respectful of other people. And I did know we had a couple other students there at these social dances who had issues. And allergies are a real thing, especially if you're a ballroom dancer. Can you imagine trying to hoof it around the floor and your eyes are bright red and burning and crying and you're coughing and you can't breathe? That'll suck the joy out of anyone's dancing. They're not going to come back. So anyway, with this student that brought the dog, I did ask him, hey, can you please not bring the dog? I love the dog too. Love me some puppies, but we have some people here that negatively affects. He says, okay, he leaves with the dog. Next week, shows up with the dog. Okay, I have to rehab this conversation with this dude, I don't know, 10 times. And honestly, some adults can be like 2-year-olds. And you give them the limit and they're going to press unless you keep holding the line. So I'm not in your studio. I don't know exactly what's going on in your teacher's mind and the studio owner's mind. But I'll tell you this, probably they're just tired of confronting this person and this person may be blowing them off. And there is a point where it's just like, it's just not worth the frustration. Now for me, I'm a type A. I'm going to keep at it until I get what I want. But I would say in terms of personality, most people are just so avoidant to confrontation that they're going to let the dog come and lose you as a client over keeping you as the client and losing that student because they save themselves the stress of having to manage the situation. Related to this, if you can't handle confrontation, I recommend not opening a dance studio. Okay, final thought. This person mentioned running dances at this studio. That situation changes a little bit. If you are leasing space from the studio to run your event where customers are paying you directly, you are actually responsible for that event. If something goes wrong there, you're the one that's probably going to get sued first. Likewise, it's your job as the organizer to confront your client who's paying you to say, we can't bring dogs here. I'm so sorry. Can I give you a refund? And yeah, I would never just tell someone to leave. I'd always immediately offer, hey, have a refund, come back next week. I love having you here. We just can't have the animal. Number 2, if you are an employee, you can speak directly to your student first. That's what I would do. You could talk to the studio owner to talk to your student. But if you're a leaser, it's your responsibility, not the owner. They can enforce their own rules. You can enforce your own rules. So if you're leasing space as a teacher, it's kind of your problem. But if you're an employee, you deserve to have that studio owner handle the problem for you. And if they don't, go to your Bureau of Labor and Industries. They will enforce removing the dog because it's a health issue. And their job is to create a safe environment for the staff. So I don't recommend doing that first. I think that would be horrible because it could just be, if someone doesn't complain, I'm going to assume everyone loves dogs. No one has an allergy, but it's not the case. You do need to speak up. And finally, always an exception, of course, is a service dog. But you know what? The service dog is not going to do those gross dog things. Right? They go through a lot of training. They're not going to be jumping on people. They're obviously needed by that person. It's not just, well, I don't feel like leaving JoJo home tonight. I can say I had a student with a service animal who competed, and I did call and say, hey, just a heads up, this person might bring a service dog. If you can have any choice in the matter, please seat them somewhere in the ballroom where the children are not going to accost the dog because the dog is there working. Plus, I wouldn't ever want a student to be put in an awkward situation where the comp owner comes up, sorry, sir, you may not have a dog here. So anyway, obviously service animals, always an exception and a welcome exception. They're a blessing to us all. So anyway, if you have a fun dog story like the dog doing a dookie in the middle of your ballroom and stinking up the place for 3 days, let me know. Okay, guys, I look forward to seeing you first thing tomorrow morning for some more Things Ballroom Dance. I did paraphrase that letter a little bit like I always do because I just want to protect people's identity. None of us needs drama, and I always appreciate your stories and your questions. Okay, see you tomorrow, guys. Happy dancing.